We went to Epcot to find out if Festival of the Arts would be any better for me with gluten-free and vegan options than some of the other Epcot festivals, and to meet some old friends and ride some rides. The skies were gray, but the festival was colorful and we were kid-free for the weekend. Let's go have some fun! When we stay at the boardwalk, you know the focus of our Disney World trip is going to be eating amazing international festival foods. We came in through International Gateway and were immediately greeted by my girl, Daisy Duck. Then we headed to the front of the park for rides, because we're old enough to know that first comes rides, then comes food. We rode Soarin' and Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind like old pros. And then we were off to the Epcot International Festival of the Arts. We were looking for gluten-free, dairy-free, soy-free, and pescatarian items, but everything I had was vegan. But don't take my word for it, make sure the cast members are aware of your dietary restrictions and consult with a chef for any allergens that apply to you. We started with Modern, near Test Track. The watermelon Tataki is listed in the festival passport as plant-based, and a chef confirmed that it is gluten-free as is. We expected this dish to either be really weird or just plain pieces of watermelon, but it surprised us.
There's also a sea salt on it that I didn't realize. See that?
Nice.
And I think you're good on the wasabi.
It's the tiniest wasabi ever, so I shouldn't be scared of the wasabi. Do you stab it? Scoop it? It's sushi-esque, so really I should use chopsticks.
It's sashimi-esque, actually. There's a lot more flavor to it than I expected there to be.
Super duper fresh. My mom used to always put salt on her watermelon, and it reminds me of that.
This validates that decision.
Sea salt on that. But there's some kind of like light Asian, not fruity, like
there's a savoriness to it.
Yeah, that I didn't expect.
There might be something there that wasn't there before.
I apologize. That eye roll was
Inside eyes.
It was rough. So this is pickled.
That's the pickled rind. That's what you're.
Okay.
That's what you're like. What is this thing? It's a
yeah.
pickle.
It's a pickled watermelon rind, and the orange is the.
Happy birthday.
Thank
It's
you.
your birthday too?
Yeah.
Me too.
Today?
Tomorrow.
Mine was yesterday.
Oh, okay.
But happy birthday weekend.
Yeah, happy birthday.
I don't know what the yellow thing is.
Are these the yuzu pearls?
No.
But they look like little
Oh, maybe they're very.
curly things.
Oh, they are. Okay.
Yeah.
They
okay.
are. They are.
Those are yuzu pearls. They're sour.
You know what they're meant to look like? They're meant to look like sea urchins.
Oh.
That's what they're meant to evoke.
Interesting. I can't put my finger on what they remind me of.
You just did,
Oh,
actually.
sorry. Touch the food. Salty and super interesting and fresh. Nick tried the wasabi and said it was excellent and that I should try it. And I did. To me, it was a little overpowering. It's like horseradishy in a way that takes over all the other flavors because they're kind of subtle.
But it adds another layer of complexity, which was interesting
It does.
because at the end of the day, this is a piece of watermelon.
Right. There's something in the, it's probably ginger, but something in the spices of the yuzu pearls that remind me of like my favorite harvest pumpkin soup.
Oh.
Are you getting that?
I get that.
There are a lot of layers. Like there's a lot of complexity in like a fresh, delicate way.
There's curry in it.
Maybe that's it.
That's why it also has this color profile. Yeah.
This was so successful that we decided not to press our luck with the fruit pizza at Figment's Inspiration Station, which is legit just a piece of watermelon. Next was El Artista Abriendo near Mexico, where the food items are not listed as gluten-free, but all three are, per the chef, and the Huarache is also vegan if you modify by asking for no queso. We got something that we're going to mispronounce. Huarache de Champignones.
And to drink?
Oh, that's you, bud. That's
The bonbon
No,
margarita
you don't have to pronounce it.
marshmallow.
The marshmallow margarita.
Or as I like to call it, the smorgarita.
It's what it looks like. It's toasted.
Like a Quiznos.
Why?
Shall I?
Yeah, you go ahead and try that, and I'm going to break down all the. Well, no. For $18.50. $16.50.
$16.50. Okay, so as someone who genuinely likes smoky things, I appreciate that there's some smoke on it.
There is? I didn't
Yeah.
Oh, because of the toasted nature of the marshmallow. They went with the smoky profile?
Yes, but I think there's
Okay.
actually like... I bet the marshmallow cordial has
Has the
smoke in it.
smokiness to it. Okay.
Yes.
I'm not eating that because I don't eat marshmallows because they're not
And what else don't you eat?
vegan. I also am not going to eat the corn on this dish, but I will try the, there's beans, oyster mushrooms, cactus, and we had them with the queso fresco off, and some pea tendrils, which are very pretty and fresh looking. But I just want to get some of the beans and mushroom flavor because it smells amazing. It smells very like mushroomy.
And I do want to clarify, I did not ask about any kind of allergen issues with the drink.
I'll try to do some more research and see if anyone else says it's
I don't know what-
guaranteed gluten-free.
I don't know
It's
what
not
the issue is.
vegan.
It's definitely not vegan. But I think it's a vegan marshmallow, but you could.
Possible. It's good. I'll be honest, the mushroom smell was so strong coming off of it. I thought it was going to be super mushroomy, and it wasn't. It's like warm and nice and kind of middle of the road. Actually, the bean flavor comes through more than the mushrooms. But it's good. Great.
Are you having more of it?
You can have all the rest of
Because
it.
I'm now going to...
You can just like...
I'm not going to be dainty about it. I'm going to cram this into my face.
This, guys, this is why I married him.
Corn.
No. Your daintiness.
It's corn.
Our children cannot eat corn these days without saying, it's corn.
That's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The little twirlies on the pea tendrils are so cute.
Oh, yeah, no, that's really good.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
It's a chili and corn masa huarache.
It's really good. It reminds me of the blue corn chips that we had at that restaurant in Miami Beach, which,
Here or there. I'll link the video.
you know what's coming through? It's the nopal. It's the
Yeah,
cactus.
the
That's
cactus.
adding a real layer to it.
Our next stop was in the Africa area. Come on, Epcot, give us an actual country here. But we tried the Refreshment Outpost plant-based Bratwurst, which is gluten-free if you omit the bun. And it was a really hearty serving that totally filled the tray. The cashier wanted to be careful about our dietary restrictions, so he called the chef to confirm, and we are super grateful for that. It was all good. I'm just
You want
gonna
me
try
to
some
go
of the toppings.
Oh, wow. Oh my gosh.
Okay. So Refreshment Outpost is kind of an African theme.
Mm-hmm.
And these are some of the same flavors. That turmeric comes through.
The turmeric.
Really nicely.
And some curry.
A little mustardy.
Mm-hmm.
Like a mustard turmeric. The same flavors you get when you eat at Boma. So is this a standard Beyond sausage, you think? Okay. But it's taking it in a different direction with all the toppings. And yesterday we had the
The Casey's one.
Yeah, at Casey's they have the plant-based Beyond sausage on a bun with some really interesting toppings there too. Corn relish and
Corn relish. Like a paprika mayo almost.
but this takes the same sausage in a different direction. And I really like it. I also really like the jackfruit that they put on the veggie burger over at Regal Eagle. And so this is kind of an African spin on that. I have had jackfruit that was not really well flavored enough, and so it just kind of came off as mushy. Because it doesn't really imitate the texture of a pulled pork that well, but as long as they season enough, which they do in this, it's a really nice additional texture layer. What's your favorite part?
Actually the veggie slaw. Only because actually I like all of the components, to be honest.
The way they come together.
But I feel like the veggie slaw is the most different from how you would get this in other treatments. The turmeric is a mustard, essentially. The broth I've had at other places, and the jackfruit I've had at other places, but the slaw is like fresh, chopped up
Like julienne,
carrots and peppers and onions, not like cabbage. spinach and carrots shredded up in a coleslaw sauce.
The jackfruit is nice enough that I've been considering getting jackfruit from Trader Joe's and trying to make something with it. I need a little more inspiration to get brave with that. This might do it. Way to inspire me, Festival
Now we
of the
know what
Arts.
to do with the old coffee that we don't like.
Is it
Make
a
a
coffee?
jackfruit. It's a coffee. Yeah, it's a coffee jackfruit.
Nice. Have you noticed that when we do festival videos without kids,
We can talk about the food a lot.
we can talk about the food?
Can't do that with kids.
But so far, Festival of the Arts has had the most options for our dietary restrictions. We didn't have much luck with food and wine. We tried our best to find things. We had to go into each country's pavilion and kind of find something in their snacks or their quick serve that could accommodate us, because only 1 or 2 festival items worked. Whereas here, we've already had a handful of festival items that, with very little modification or none, work for us. It is super exciting. It feels inclusive in a really nice way. Thank you, Disney.
You're welcome.
Now remember, Festival of the Arts isn't just about the culinary arts. There are lots of visual arts, both added to the decor of World Showcase and for sale by artists all around. There are also performing arts, from Broadway singers to international bands. We made it a point to see a set by Julia Scheeser and her band. Julia was the voiceover artist for the German release of the live-action Beauty and the Beast and Aladdin, and she was fantastic. Ever since coming home, we've been listening to her on Spotify. Check her out. And we got to meet the band after the set. So fun! We were amazed that the Epcot Festival of the Arts actually had more gluten-free and vegan options than we could even try in one day. We missed the coconut passion fruit smoothie at the Encanto booth, the carrots 3 ways in Morocco, since we had them before and we wanted to focus on new things, but they're very good, and the Beet tartare at Gourmet Landscapes in Canada. And we wanted to save a little room for our dinner at Monsieur Paul that night, but we weren't finished quite yet. At the France booth, we tried the Beet Napoleon with herb cashew filling. It's listed as plant-based, and we were told it doesn't contain any gluten ingredients, but it does have soy. But it is gorgeous. When they said Napoleon, I thought that can't be gluten-free. That means bread layers.
Yes,
But
that-
it's not. It's beet layers.
Correct.
And this is not wasabi.
It's not wasabi. I did take high school French for 5 years, so that should tell you something. But I'm not going to attempt to pronounce this, actually, because the internet's forever. It's a plant-based Napoleon with beets, cashew herb filling, pepper pine nut sauce, and balsamic vinegar caviar. There's also a couple drizzles of balsamic and some microgreens that are not listed, but are in fact on the plate.
Some red pepper in. Ooh, that's very pine nut forward. I like pine nuts a lot, so I'm happy with that.
Now I'm going to remove a layer rather than try to cut through.
Cut it. That's probably smart.
We should go layer by layer.
I am going to steal some of
Yeah,
yours.
steal some micro.
So it's a cashew filling, even though it looks green. It's herbed, I guess.
Star of the show, balsamic caviar. Just so you know. Everything else is good, flavorful. The cashew cream is herby and salty, but the balsamic balls are the best part.
Where can I buy those? Epcot.
En français.
Friends. They're very good. Actually, I liked the beets a lot better once I added a little balsamic to my pork.
Okay.
You can make that one.
Now, you sure?
Yeah, you can make it.
Okay.
Yeah, compose it.
I'm gonna compose the perfect bite
Ooh.
and hopefully leave you a little bit of cream at the bottom.
Yeah, I'll take that one.
So no beet, but frankly the beet is not the most interesting part of this. Actually, so note there are multiple beet dishes in this corner of World Showcase, but we are not going to go all the way back across the Atlantic to Canada.
Canada has the beet tartare.
They have a beet tartare, which also sounded really good.
I've been told the beet tartare is very beet forward, and in this one the beet is super subtle. So I really like beet. I wouldn't have been mad about it, but we're not backtracking just for the beets.
You know what they say, you can't stop the beet. It's from Hairspray. Sorry, everyone.
That was good. I think we did it.
One note for those who are environmentally conscious: we kept our fork around all of World Showcase. I'm just saying.
I dropped mine once.
Sorry, Earth.
We had 4 awesome foods and identified 4 other things we could have gotten. This is hands down the best festival for our dietary restrictions. Did you find any items we missed? Be sure to check out our other Disney videos and subscribe. We'll see you next time, travelers.